What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Seriously Fast Media, and today I'm going to talk about something that you guys really truly appreciate, and I appreciate you guys liking it. I've done arguably my most viewed videos in the past have been the excuse me, they have been the silly season videos. I started doing that in 2020 during the COVID off season, going into later into 2020, and you guys really seem to like that. I got a lot of great comments. You guys really like that I go in depth on it. So here it is. For those of you guys who don't know, Seriously Fast Media, we do have a website now, and I have the entire list of 23 drivers that are without a ride so far going into 2023. So let's talk about the 2023 silly season, shall we? Before I do, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give us a like. And, of course, leave a comment in the comment section below if you think maybe I missed something. If you've got a different opinion or a different theory, make sure you guys leave that in there. Let's get in. Let's get rolling. So, this season, arguably the biggest what if, I guess you could call it, of the 2023 silly season is none other than Rowdy himself, KFB, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, for the first time in years, will be missing a huge sponsor of Mars Candy, the owner of M&M's, Snickers, Skittles, and an assortment of other fine treats. Kyle Busch will not see them return, and that will be the first time they have not been in NASCAR in almost, 30-something years. Kyle Busch has had Mars as a sponsor on his number 18 Camry since he joined Joe Gibbs Racing way back in the day. Now, obviously, Kyle Busch, 60 career Cup victories, a total of 224 career victories across the 3 touring series. Kyle Busch is not a guy that really is going to go across anyone's radar as, not worthy. Obviously, Kyle Busch is one of the more controversial figures in the Cup Series garage. He, in fact, used the term retarded this weekend, which a lot of people didn't like, of course. But he's received tons of penalties over the years for his opinions, his antics, and of course, you go on Facebook, you go on Twitter, he receives arguably the most hate of any NASCAR driver outside of Bubba Wallace. With that being said, a lack of the primary sponsor going into 2023 was the big reasoning for Kyle Busch being on this list. Does he return to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2023? Does he have a Cup ride, a future in the Cup Series, if for some reason he is not brought back by Joe Gibbs Racing? Now, those are the facts. Here's the opinions. I think Kyle Busch can go one of 3 places. The 18 car at Joe Gibbs Racing, potentially the 45 car, kicking his brother out of the seat at 2311. Okay, 4 places. He could go back and, like he stated he really wants to do, go to KBM in the Truck Series and become one of the very few drivers to have ever won a Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series title. Or, this one may be a long shot, he very well may bring KBM to the Cup Series to continue trying to win in the Cup Series. Now, I think that one is going to be the more of the long shot. I don't think Toyota allows him to get out of their stable. He does not go anywhere else. Toyota will not allow that. I know they weren't too thrilled about him saying, I don't know, ask Joe Gibbs, and his antics back at the Bristol dirt race and his comments there. I really don't think he goes anywhere but Joe Gibbs Racing. With that being said, Toyota may keep him. There are only really two Toyota teams in the Cup Series. You do have 2311 and Joe Gibbs Racing. So Is there a third team? Does another team come up, or does he bring his team up? Or does he go to 2311? 2311 obviously having a little bit of a rocky start this season. Some pretty decent finishes, some great runs, and not so great finishes for Bubba Wallace. Second at the Daytona 500 with a real chance to win it, even missing that right front. I was there. I watched it. I honestly thought he won it. We were in turn one, the very last row of grandstands in turn one. You couldn't really see all that well, but I thought he might have had it. And then, of course, you've got Kirk Bush, who has had some good runs, some good finishes, and then an abysmal last few races. We'll have to see how that one pans out, but Kurt is the older driver. He is arguably the oldest driver in the Cup Series. He is the longest tenured driver in the Cup Series. Does he retire? He loves racing. We all know it. But does he retire and allow Kyle into that spot potentially? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Does he stay with Joe Gibbs Racing in the 18 car? He very well could, obviously. He's got interstate batteries. I mean, they've got DeWalt there. They've got Rheem. They've got, just tons of sponsors, Sport Clips. They have tons of sponsors. And of course, he can pull other sponsors in. For those of you guys who really haven't been paying attention, both Gibbs and Busch have confirmed that they are this close to confirming a sponsor. So I really don't think any of the others happen. But pending those sponsors' feelings on Kyle's responses during Bristol and the way he's worded things, do they pull back? I guess we'll never know. But do you want your brand to be on TV all the time? Kyle Busch is your man. Next up, we stick with the Joe Gibbs Racing wheelhouse here. But this time we go up one number to the number 19, Martin Trex Jr. Last year, Trex Jr., when he was asked about the next-gen car, how much longer he planned on staying in NASCAR, he said it's really going to depend on the next-gen car. So does he stay? Does he like the car? No one's really honestly asked him that. And if they have, I've missed it. No wins so far this season, but he is so far locked in on points. He's a sure fit on points, even though we have 9 different winners. He hasn't really been all that close. Obviously, this past yesterday, I should say, he did have a third place finish pretty much locked up. Fourth place finish pretty much locked up. A top 5 almost guaranteed, but some contact with the back of the one car sent him flying. He ended up finishing, I believe it was 12th. Does he stay? It could very, very easily be no. Does he not like the way this car drives? Does he not like the feel and the rules of this new car? He could retire. He's already said he's pretty close. He is one of the older drivers in the series. He is one of the longest tenured drivers in the series as well. Obviously scoring wins back in the DEI era of NASCAR, back with the COTs. He could retire. He very well could retire, and that could bring a Ty Gibbs to the Cup Series very, very early. I wouldn't recommend that, but if he did retire, that obviously would leave the 19 car open, and I could see either Ty Gibbs, and I don't think Joe is in that much of a hurry to get Ty up there in the Cup Series, but we very, very well could see John Hunter Nemechek take that spot, and if Kyle Busch was to fall down, we could see him take that spot as well in the 18 car. I think that's probably one of the big things Toyota was trying to do, was get that young talent back down, get his confidence built up, and bring him back up. Or, of course, he can obviously stay in, Truex could obviously stay in the Cup Series and continue on for another several years. He's still competitive. He won several races last year, in the last several years. Obviously, he was one of the big 3 a couple of years ago. So, obviously, he could stay. Now, we go to yesterday's second place finisher, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Obviously, he's won twice in the Cup Series. He is a NASCAR Xfinity at the time Nationwide Series champion. He is a great great plate track driver, super speedway driver, and that is the scene of his only 2 wins. He's been close. He's finished second a couple times now, even with JTG Doherty Racing. He's finished second a couple times. Bristol Dirt, and then obviously yesterday, couple top 10s. Not a lot to really get super excited about. He does sit 27th in points. So pointing his way into the playoffs this season is going to be very difficult. Does JTG, do they keep him going into next year? He is a consistent driver. He's a good driver who, let's be honest, could use a little extra help. But in terms of equipment, But do they go for someone, a rookie? Do they go for someone a little younger, a little cheaper, someone who doesn't have that Ricky Spinhouse and Wrecky Spinhouse mentality behind the fan base? Personally, I like Ricky. I met him at Daytona. Really cool guy. He's obviously a good wheelman. He can wheel a car. He can win races. I think he's had moments where he probably could have won other races. I thought he was a surefire bet for a top 5, if not one of the top 5 potential winners at the 500 this year, only to be wrecked out. But obviously, Ricky, if he does lose that ride, there's not a ton of good rides out there. Like I said, there are 23 drivers out there who do not have official set in stone plans next year. So there are some potential landing places, but I really don't know where he could or would go. Next up, we have Kirk Bush. As I mentioned with Kyle, he's on a 1-year contract with 2311 Racing. Not having a fantastic season this year. Could this be a, all right, I'm out kind of thing? He's had some good top 5 finishes. He's had some great runs, but he has not had the speed or the performance to go out and be an actual win contender. Obviously, 2311, brand new race team last year, brand new race car this year. First time with 2 cars being fielded earlier this season. Could be growing pains. Kirk Bush obviously is a known winner. He is a playoff regular. He has won at least one race in nearly every single season he has run since his Roush days. Obviously not with Phoenix, not with Furniture Row. He had a couple of years there where he was kind of what we all thought was maybe on his out. But since joining Stewart-Hass Racing, he has won at least one race every single year. With that being said, I think he can score one this year. Does that keep him in the car? Does it push him on? Does it make a difference to him and he retires this year anyway? I guess only time will tell. If he does not retire this year, I don't see him going anywhere else. If he does retire this year, then it's a fantastic championship winning career for Kirk Busch. Next up, Eric Almarola obviously announced his retirement before the Daytona 500. He said that he is going to be retiring. He's out. He's done. So that 10 car is open. Obviously, you got names like Riley Herbst kind of sitting in the weeds. But you have the backup driver and sim development, I forget the exact title, driver of Ryan Preece, who has shown he can drive a race car. He just needs a really good race car, and I think he can go out there and win. He is running some Stewart-Hass Racing supported, some SHR supported runs so far this year in the Cup Series. I forgot exactly how many he was supposed to run, 2 or 3, not a ton, but several Xfinity races as well as several Cup races. And he's led laps. Several Xfinity and several truck races. And he's led laps. I think he is pretty much the sure fit for the 10 car. If they do not put him in the 10 car, I'd be really, really surprised. Riley Herbst is another name, but he's never had a win in the Xfinity Series, and he wasn't lighting the world on fire in the Truck Series either. So with that being said, those are the big ones. Those are the big key guys so far this season in terms of the 2023 NASCAR season, silly season. What do you guys think? Make sure you voice your opinions down in the comments section below. Do you think I'm accurate? Do you think I'm completely wrong on all of them? Leave it in the comments section. Make sure you hit the like button. That keeps us flowing forward with the goofy algorithms with YouTube. Means a lot. As you can see, we finally got the new shirts. If you guys are interested, I do have the link down in the comments section below. That will be up Wednesday morning, so it will not be up by the time this gets posted. Feel free to make a comment. I'll link you a tag. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you come back next time. Have a good one. All right, guys, so I do realize that pretty much my head was the only thing visible in the video. But for those of you guys who didn't see it, we do have the shirts. We got stickers. We got all kinds of merch. So if you guys want to support the YouTube, you guys want to support what I do, make sure you guys get to the link, which, like I said, will be in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one.